Hi, and welcome to episode 69 of X Interact. Nice.
Nice.
Ayo.
Today on top of Crossplay.
Steven missing the best episode right now.
I know, right? Of all days to call in sick. So today on top of Crossplay, we're talking about my theory at 343 Industries and the state of live service games in general.
Welcome to X to Interact.
But before we get to all that god-awful stuff, all that complaining and whining, let's talk about some fun things and what games we've been playing over the past week. I will start off. I've still been playing Hades. I've been kind of discouraged. I got discouraged for like an hour yesterday because I kept getting stuck on fighting Theseus and the Minotaur. I was trying out every weapon and I couldn't get much farther, but then something just clicked yesterday and I was popping off. I had really good builds with both the spear and the shield and the gauntlets actually. So I was in my stride and I was doing pretty well. And I made it to actually fighting Hades twice. I died both times, kind of at the same point. I guess I was being careless. I could have dodged better or just read the moves better. Instead, I might have just been too impatient and trying to get my hits in. But yeah, I hit like another. I got suddenly better yesterday, and I felt really good about the damage I was doing. However, my question still stands. I don't know how to really progress in this game besides just getting good. Am I missing? I don't know if there are features that I still need to unlock, because I know you can upgrade aspects of your weapons, but I still don't have the option to do that. And I've heard in order to do it, you have to unlock every weapon first. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the case.
I'm pretty sure you have to unlock your weapon first. I think the last one you're missing is the gun kind of one from and like that's the one that I used that carried me to to victory.
Good to know. Good to know.
I mean, like all the other ones are like pretty good, but like I like mesh with the gun so much a lot more because like of just the way you can like build it out with the different aspects of the gods or whatever.
So hopefully I'm only a few keys from unlocking that. So hopefully once that happens, I can start making myself stronger at the beginning instead of starting over from scratch every single time now. And I'm really just saving all my purple things for Death Defiance so I can like revive more than once per run. I'm at 2 now. I'm saving up for my third one. And I don't know, do giving the gods the gifts, does it really matter much beyond the first time? Because I'm building up friendship, I guess, with them, but does it actually give me any tangible benefits?
So I don't know, because I've never really gotten that far with any of them. Maybe not, but I know you do at least want to give it to them at least once so you can get their keepsake, so you can like
exactly
influence your build a little bit, so you can like get that first one in the beginning of the run, and then hopefully get your build set out from there.
I've just been giving all my gifts to Nyx because she's pretty and I like her.
Fucking simp.
Yeah. She's Knight incarnate. She's pretty cool. But yeah, game's still phenomenal, and I love it. And I had to buy it, right? Because we're past the 31st, so I'm not in exactly a rush anymore to beat it. I can take my time with it, which meant I took the opportunity yesterday to install Mass Effect Legendary Collection Sam. However,
yes.
You'll be disappointed because I started it. I booted it up at like 10 p.m. last night, and I was very sleepy and tired, and I just wasn't in the mood for tutorials and exposition.
And that first game, that first game is like slow at the beginning, so I got you.
So I'll save it for a different day when I got more.
I'm glad you have it at least installed.
Yeah,
because I think you'll like the vibes. Like I guess I don't know how much of an RPG player you are, but
I can be down with that. Yeah, and it's sci-fi and
like I think you'll like the vibes of Mass Effect once you really get into it.
For sure.
And like the gameplay obviously is not as good in the first one as it is in the second and third one. So I'll say that. So
I mean, right off the bat, I like cocked my head when I realized, oh yeah, I have to press the select button to draw my gun and then press left trigger to like properly aim. You know what I'm talking about?
the select button. What?
You know the start and select. You can press select to unholster your gun.
Oh,
but then
fuck,
you can,
man. I don't remember that.
But you can also just press left trigger to do the same. But it just
Okay, yeah.
it was awkward. But yeah, I'll save that for another time. And I'm playing as Jane Shepard, not.
Okay, what class did you pick?
Soldier. Okay, I didn't realize. I didn't know I could pick different classes. Whoops.
What? Oh, did you accidentally just pick the
default?
Yeah.
You didn't customize your character at all.
Oh
did you?
Shoot.
You should go back and do that because there's so first of all, Soldier is probably like it's the easiest one for Mass Effect 1, but it's kind of like the coward's way out.
Coward's way.
It's like the basic one, right? Like
and it's just like super. Yeah, it's just like super basic because it's like all just weapons. Because like there's some cool classes, like the engineer is really cool and stuff like that. They get some good abilities. But the thing about that is the abilities in 1 really aren't anything special. But like once you get to 2 and 3, that's when those like cool abilities come in handy and are awesome. And you can change your class at the beginning of 2, so it doesn't really matter what you pick in 1, but
okay, maybe I'll commit to Soldier in the first one, and then
the first time I played Soldier because I didn't know what I was doing, but I still customized my character.
I know. Funny. I'm just vanilla Jane Shepard right now.
Yeah.
I kept it
canon.
I kept it the default look of male Shepard because I feel like if you're customizing your character, they all look ugly besides like the default ones. But like I still customize his class or whatever. Like I went infiltrator all the way through because I was like, these snipers are ridiculous.
Dude, oh my god, dude. Infiltrator's so fun because then you can like turn invisible and shit and they just sneak behind enemies. Yeah, dude. There's some good shit that you can do.
So that's all I've been playing this past weekend or week. Sam, let's pass it off to you.
All right. I have quite a few games. I didn't play much of any, like, I didn't play a lot of any of them except for one game which I played all the way through called Opus Echo of Star Song. It just released on Game Pass and I finished in a few days. It's like maybe 11, 12 hours. Xbox says I played 16, but some of that has to be in the menus. There's no way I played that long, much of it. And I guess part of it is because there's a lot of places where you can't pause, but like you're in a spot where you can just like walk away. But yeah, this game's really cool. It's like you're in space. It's like the super far future. There's like you're in this one galaxy called Thousand Peaks, I believe is what the name is called. And then there's this one galaxy called East Ocean, which is like very reminiscent of like Islander culture. And it's really cool. Not Islander culture, more like I feel like it's more like Islander culture, I guess. Or Japanese culture even. Obviously, it's a fucking Japanese game. It's called Opus Echo of Star Song. Like, obviously. It is a ridiculous name. Yeah, it's really cool. It's all like Japanese dialogue, and you can turn the dialogue off. So because I ended up doing that because it got distracting hearing them talk while the subtitles were going. So I was like, you can just read the subtitles and click through. Yeah, really cool game. They like nail the atmosphere they're going for. It's like all, kind of mysterious sci-fi. But then there's these star songs, which are like remind me of mermaids, where they go like it's really like it's very echoey. Echo of Star Song, very echoey. Yeah, it's really cool. It's not going to be a game for like everybody. It's definitely like right up my fucking alley. The beginning's really good. It gets you in the game. there's some stumbling in the middle where it's like a lot of this could have been cut. Because it does start to drag on a little bit in the middle chapters. And then the ending is fucking good. Like real good. Yeah. It's a really beautiful ending to the game and for like the two main characters. Yeah, definitely highly recommend Opus Echo Star Song. If you're curious into like, I'm really bad at describing like what the type of game it is. So if you're curious, definitely look up a trailer because it is not what I expected when Steven suggested the game to me based off the title. But yeah, solid game. And on Game Pass, as I said. Another game, and then the rest of the other 3 games I have barely like actually played this week. So I started Pokemon Legends Arceus on stream on Monday. I was going to end up playing more of that. I just didn't have a chance to stream this week. Other than that, yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Having a good time with it so far. As someone who's not a Pokemon player, I definitely think this is like the type of game to get me into the Pokemon franchise. Like open world, kind of like go around catching shit.
Yeah.
So far, I don't know if there's going to be more to do in this world, but it seems kind of empty. So we'll see where that goes.
Welcome to Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's very like me. I guess I feel like it'll get more complicated. Like once the Pokemon get a little bit more complicated to catch and shit. But like right now, it's just like throwing dink, Pokemon caught or not caught. It's like, okay. So yeah, it's not. Go ahead.
Have you like fought any bosses yet? Like how far have you gone?
No. I haven't fought any bosses.
Okay.
I'm still like in that first little village area. I think I just got promoted or some shit.
Okay.
I only played like 3 hours, 2 hours maybe. 2 hours, I think. Yeah, interested to see how much I like fall in love with it or not.
I predict you won't.
That's probably a good prediction.
They're gonna drop it like it's a rock.
But it's like fun so far. Like it's
I will say the opening hours definitely are like a bit slower and tutorial heavy-ish.
Yeah, it's very tutorial heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Afterwards, like they let you out into the open world, quote unquote, because it's like not open world. It's like they're like segmented off areas.
Oh yeah. Now how like does it ever turn into like anything besides just throwing balls at Pokemon and hoping you catch it? Like, is there more to it than that?
It's your main objective, I would say.
Fucking sound like.
No, not really, because like that's mainly what this like. Mainly, you're trying to complete the Pokédex.
Yeah,
and like there are some battles here and there, but it's not like how they are in like the main games. Basically, where in the main games you don't throw Pokeballs to catch Pokemon. You go into battle, try to get them at low health, then throw a Pokeball at them, etc., etc. I feel like in this game, catching Pokemon at least is a lot more streamlined because you just throw the Pokeball and they're caught, as compared to going into battle and having to catch them that way. I've seen people online say they prefer the traditional method, but I'm just like, no, I kind of like just going, oh look, a Pokemon I don't have, throw a Pokeball, done, I got it.
Yeah, because I don't know, because like Bug Snacks obviously like took probably a lot of inspiration for Pokemon, but what I loved about that game was that it was like a puzzle to like catch, especially some of the like the later Pokemon. There's a lot more, or some of the later Bug Snacks. Like you just had to kind of piece things together, and you were able to catch it.
Yeah, compared to Bug Snacks, no, it's not like that at all. You just throw in the Pokeball.
I didn't feel like it was gonna be, but
some Pokemon are like hard, like their catch rate is a lot lower, so you either throw a bunch of balls at them, or like, I don't know if they ever told you about this mechanic yet, but if you hit them from behind and they don't notice you, you have a higher catch rate. And, like,
Yeah.
you'll be able to like craft some
Yeah.
Pokeballs that are like better at that. Like you're gonna get like heavy balls later on where
Oh, I got
they're-
the heavy balls. That
Yeah,
was like
so-
I think I got heavy balls like right at the end of my stream.
yeah, so like with the heavy ball, like they don't go as far, but like if you hit them
Hey,
from the
doctor, for
back,
that.
they're a lot easier to catch.
Okay. Okay. So at least there's some variety with that. So yeah, we'll see how far into it I get. Yeah. First like actual Pokemon game, so what else did I play? I restarted Final Fantasy VII Remake because I need to play the DLC still. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give it another full playthrough of the main game and then play the DLC.
It's a hefty ask.
It's not really
Not really.
that long of a game.
Like what, 30 hours?
Yeah, it's
Come
like
on,
it's like a
guys.
it's like a
Guys,
Mass
come
Effect
on.
game. It's like a Mass
Come on.
Effect game, you know. It's not like super long.
Okay.
Well, it's not like as long as like a traditional Final Fantasy game. Is all I'm saying. There's not much, you know.
Depends on which one you play, I would say. Like the
Some of them
original
that short?
like the PS1 era games, yeah, they're pretty short.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, like the
know.
original Final Fantasy VII is like 30 hours, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Like that was on the PS1 where like, you know,
Yeah.
things are different now.
That one probably feels longer because there's probably a lot of grinding, right? Because in Remake, you don't really have to grind all that much.
Yeah, you don't have to really grind. I wouldn't know because I played on the Switch and I just used like the speed up feature. So.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Yeah, restarted that. Oh my god, this game kicks so much ass. I have it in my. I'm pretty sure it's on my top 10 game list. I can't remember from a couple episodes ago, but yeah, oh my gosh, it might go up if like it continues to just blow me away again like it is. Because the intro is just so good, like so good. The music, the train, oh my god! And then he just hops off the train, and you're fucking right into the action. Like it gets you in to the actual gameplay so fast, and like, man, it's a good ass like start to the game. And I just did the biking part, the first bike section. That part's fucking sick. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am very much looking forward to playing it all the way through again. And then the last game I played on Friday night with Steven and Jacob. And guess what it was? It was Halo.
Fall Guys. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be Fall Guys.
Or actually, shit. There's a couple games we played on Friday. So there's Halo,
Oh, never
which we were playing like a drinking game. So every time we died, we had to drink. And we started off. We played a couple of rounds where it's just us three in a custom game, and we were just killing each other, and it was fucking hilarious. Because I ended up like halfway through, I was getting kills, and then I ended up halfway through being like, I don't care about winning. I'm just gonna fucking like kind of stand here on this one side of the map and not die, so I don't have to drink a ton. And that kind of worked out for me because they kept kind of spawning like on the same on the same side of map. So they would just fucking keep killing each other. So I was just like, all right, cool. The second map that we did was not as easy to do that. It was a little bit more open. And then we ended up doing a big team battle, which we ended up fucking clutching up and winning. So that was pretty sick. It was capture the flag. And then after Halo, we hopped into Gang Beasts. And that game is hilarious. Fucking so funny. So I actually played this with just Steven like on Tuesday, because we did a stream on Tuesday. Yeah, played this with just Steven on Tuesday, and it was so fucking funny. There's a level with like a shark. We're on a boat, and there's sharks that jump out of the water like onto the boat and will eat you. We didn't fucking know that. And one comes out of fucking nowhere and just goes straight for Steven and just chows him down. It was so good. So that was Game Beasts. That game's a clusterfuck. And then we tried playing Rubber Bandits, but that didn't work out so well. Like we played like one round, but it was like disconnecting and everything. Yeah. And then I sucked at Turbo Golf Racing. That's the last game we played. And we played like one round and I was like, no more of this, because I was terrible at it. I was drinking way too much from that. So that is what I've been playing. And of course, freaking Eric left. So now I have to fill more time because he needs to talk about what games he's played, but he's gone and he has abandoned us.
Where could he have gone?
And this means Eric's just going to have to do more post work to edit all this out.
Not unless we can buy time.
Eric Rivera, where are you?
So, hey Sam, you've been watching House of the Dragon?
I have been watching House of the Dragon. Yes, let's talk about House of the fucking Dragon. Let's go.
Episodes. It's only been 2 episodes so far. Episode 3 comes out tonight, and
oh fuck yeah, it does.
I was a humongous nerd of Game of Thrones. Like I read the books and stuff, and
okay.
I know everyone hates season 8. I was lukewarm on it. I didn't hate it with as much vitriol as everyone else did.
I didn't either, but I still didn't like it.
Someone else. But even coming into this show, like I knew it was going to be good, but even my excitement was tempered a little bit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Episode 1 dropped. I was just sucked back in. Just it got me. It gobbled me up. I am so happy to be back in this world.
Have you read the book that this is based off of?
I have the gigantic Game of Thrones encyclopedia that George R. R. Martin wrote, which does contain the Targaryen history and including the events that this show is based on. Yeah. I'm currently listening to the audiobook Fire and Blood, which is like him expanding on the Targaryen history.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm working my way through that.
I haven't read the books. Like I've tried reading the first book. I just couldn't get all the way through it. So like the show is like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh, you don't know what's gonna
since I didn't read the books, I don't really know what's gonna happen, so I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, like just knowing like how the Targaryens end up in the main show, you
can
yeah.
There's like happens. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of death. I know that is my prediction.
But eventually, because the show isn't even gonna. We're not even getting to Robert's rebellion in this show. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, I think they were going to do another prequel based on that, but that one got canceled or something. I'm not sure. But maybe with the popularity of this, maybe, they'll do some more. Because honestly, like, yeah, I was going into it with such low expectations because of season 8. And I was like, oh man, because like I wasn't even gonna watch it, and then I was like, fine, my dad's watching it, I guess I'll sit down and watch it. And then I was like, holy shit, this is good. And then I had not the exact opposite experience with Rings of Power, but because Rings of Power, I was like, I guess I wasn't really going in. I was going in with pretty zero expectations of that too, because I never even finished watching The Hobbit, so. I mean, it's like good, like I don't know. It doesn't have, nobody in that show has the same like acting chops as like any of these Game of Thrones actors. And it's just like I don't even know half the characters' names after watching the first episode, because there are 2 episodes out and I haven't watched the second one just because I don't know. It was kind of boring. Like I don't know, man. Like
I heard it was a ton of like exposition and just
maybe the Lord of the Rings universe just isn't for me, except fucking Lord of the Rings. Except just Lord of the Rings and like Shadow of Mordor. Like I love Lord of the Rings. It's just, and I love the books. I love The Hobbit. The Hobbit book's my favorite one, but I just couldn't stand.
Sounds like you're a fan.
Those movies for the most part. Like I like the books. Like I love them, but Just yeah. There's not an actor where you're like, there's no actor to like carry this show, you know? Like Game of Thrones has always had like great acting to carry the show, even if the writing's like poor. Like in season 8. This so far does not have it. In fact, I do not like the actress that's playing Galadriel. I just don't think I don't know. And maybe it's some of like the awkward, like super close-ups to her face where she's like trying to look like angry, but she doesn't look angry. Kind of like Daisy Ridley in the Star Wars trilogy, where she's trying to be like look angry. You know that scene where she like pulls out the lightsaber, like the red lightsaber and like the vision or whatever?
Yeah.
And she is like, it looks so fucking stupid. I don't know why. I just always have thought that fucking picture of her just like with the red lightsaber just looks so stupid because she's trying to like super intimidating and she just looks not intimidating at all. Because like, man, Cate Blanchett fucking nailed Galadriel in the fucking Lord of the Rings movies, and just I don't know, not liking it so far from what I've seen, but. All right, now that Eric's back, he can talk about
Eric,
games he's playing.
Hello. I went to use the bathroom for like 2 minutes and we come back talking about Lord of the Rings.
Eric, what games have you been playing?
All right. So, this little game called Ni no Kuni has been installed on my PC.
You didn't start it, though.
No, I didn't start it. Just wanted to throw you off with that little
you and Gaff getting my nips hard for nothing, you know? First Mass Effect, now, you know, Kuni, what the fuck? Being betrayed.
Eventually. That Steam Deck, they said, hey, they moved it to Q3. Supposed to get my email this month, so whenever that happens.
You know, you don't have to wait for your Steam Deck.
True, but I feel like this is like a Steam Deck kind of game where I can just sit down.
You can start it on your PC, though. Like, don't be scared to start it on your PC.
That Steam Deck has me going down the dangerous rabbit hole of buying Steam games on sale again.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I'm afraid of getting one, because I know I would just buy so many games that I'm never going to touch.
Like, I'm already looking at Humble, and I'm like, oh, that game's on sale? Oh, that game's on sale?
Yeah. Humble's so dangerous, dude. Humble's so dangerous. They give you such good deals, but at the same time, you're like, fuck, man, I could just buy all these.
And it's so funny because we talked about backlogs last week, and we're like, oh, yeah, backlog's increasing. What the hell are we going to do about it? And now I'm here like, oh, I don't know, man. But I've also been playing a little game called Cult of the Lamb because someone I was actually game showing on PlayStation with bought it, and I didn't even know about it till I checked my app because for some reason it tells me what he has installed on his PlayStation, even though I don't know why it does that. But that's how I found out about it. And I was like, oh, let me just download that real quick. And having a pretty good time, but I am like starting to see some like flaws in the gameplay, like how the loop works. And I'm gonna finish it, but like I feel like once I finish it, I'm not gonna do much else with it, because if you know what Cult of the Lamb is, it's like the half of it is like a roguelite, and the other half of it is like the, what do they call it? Town simulator, kind of like Animal Crossing-ish, where you're like managing like your cult and you're like trying to keep them all happy and stuff. But like I've gotten into this loop where the town simulation stuff really doesn't matter for the combat side, to be honest. And so like you can just like go out and not really care about it, because you're supposed to like maintain your cult's happiness, but like that's really not that hard to do. So like there's like no risk on going out not taking care of them, because you can like just get them happy in an instant. And so it really doesn't matter. And then the combat wise, it's not like combat is not as deep as like other roguelikes, I imagine, because like Hades, you have like so much depth, you have like so much variety into the runs, and like you can also control it a little bit, while here it's basically all like you start off with random weapons, you go into the perks area, you get random perks. Most of the times the runs are too short where the perks you get really don't matter. And so like it's a little weird where I'm just like, well, now that I know all that, I can probably just rush through the battles and not care about the simulation part anymore and finish the game. And so that's probably what I'm going to do, to be honest, because like the town building stuff is like at a point where it doesn't matter. Like I don't really get much benefits from it anymore. So I'm like, okay, well, this game wasn't as like hyped up as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still decent fun. The combat, it's whatever, because it's like in Hades, like your weapons all have like 2 abilities and stuff, while in this game it's like you have a melee weapon and a ranged weapon, and they do the exact same things, and that's about it. So there's that. It's still a fun game, but like I don't really think it's like holy grail, you know, of like I still think Hades like takes the cake for like a really good roguelike. But I have been getting more interested in other roguelikes, so when I get that Steam Deck, maybe I'll purchase Rogue Legacy 2 because I hear so much shit about that game as well.
Have you played Returnal?
No. Didn't want to pay $70 for it.
You have that PS5, you know.
Maybe I'll wait for it to go on sale, you know? You know what I mean?
Is that game
on PC?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Is that game on PS Plus?
Oh.
Is it on PC?
I think it's on PS Plus Extra, and I'm pretty sure there's like leaks of it on PC. Like nothing official yet, but I'm pretty sure there's a leak for it. And I'm pretty sure it was on the Nvidia leak as well.
Was
it?
Means
it's coming.
I feel like so. That game would like that's gonna get. I feel like that game's gonna get a huge second wave when it comes.
Absolutely.
to it's like it is a insanely fun game to play, and it feels great. Like the mechanics and the gameplay feel great. You know, a lot of that may have to do with the DualSense and its cool features. I think that's like the best game for the DualSense so far. I think still. Besides Astro's Playroom, which is literally just made for the DualSense. Returnal's just a fun ass game to play, and I feel like PC's definitely that's gonna get a huge second wave for it.
Yeah, like every time I look at trailers for it, I'm more like I see all the bullet hell mechanics, and I'm like, that looks like a shooter, an insane shooter that would probably benefit from mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, definitely, and like. They did add co-op, but I feel like I feel like the co-op like worked weird or something. I can't remember how that worked. So I would be interested in playing that with my brother.
Oh, because was that part of Returnal Ascension? Wasn't that like?
I think so.
Yeah, like
I added
update.
co-op, at the same time. Because have you guys played or heard of Remnant from the Ashes?
I've heard of it. I haven't played it though.
Because that is a good ass co-op shooter, like, and it's like a hard one. Kind of reminds me of Eternal. It's not a roguelike, but very fun.
Okay, is that the end of last week's games from you guys?
Yeah, that's basically. I didn't play much besides like Cult of the Lamb.
So let's get into the meat of the show today, which is live service games, how to do them and how not to do them. So, 343 Industries.
How not to do them?
The studio that has been in charge of Halo since at least 2011. They've been promising an update on the future of the game since even before last week. And you know, I was expecting news not to elate me, but I was hoping for, you know, some breadcrumbs, like a reason to keep me going, right? Because surely it's the day's date is September 4th. It's been almost a year since Halo Infinite multiplayer at least has come out. Surely within that span of time, they've been able to restructure and get their shit together, refocus their assets, and be able to actually produce something in order to maintain their fan base and to keep the promise of continuing this as a platform for the next 10 years. So I believe it was on Thursday, they released their new updated roadmap. It was not a good look. To summarize, I got it right here. Campaign co-op and mission replay are delayed until November. Which, and by delayed, they did release another roadmap many months ago that had campaign co-op and other things like on a tentative timeline. So November, that's the date they gave. Forge delayed until November. and they've had the beta for that going on as well, to a select few. So that's all that. That's okay. At least November, once Forge comes out, it's going to be a new breath of life into this game, because then the community will be able to make whatever the hell they want, and make some really cool custom games, and like it'll revitalize the fan base, right? But then they said two things that were not a real twist in the heart. Split screen co-op is canceled, not delayed, not being worked on. Just they're going to stop working on it, and that was a heartbreak. And on top of that, Season 3 of Halo Infinite will be delayed until March 2023, which it will get an additional 3 months. Season 2 will get an additional 3 months, which means we have to wait even longer for the dregs of content that they will provide in March. So, and then let me tell you what actually let me tell you about the small things that we will get in Season 2 and 3. So in Season 2, we will get per match XP beta. Not
beta. Come on, what?
Not an actual implementation, but they're gonna try out match XP. We're gonna get a new game mode called Convert One Flag. We're gonna get the Winter Contingency event again, and then another January event. We're gonna get some quality of life improvements, and we're gonna get two new 4v4 maps.
Oh boy, 2.
Then in Season 3, we're going to get a new piece of equipment called Shroud. We're going to get one new weapon. It's kind of like a DMR-esque weapon. We're finally going to get a custom game browser. About time. We're going to get in-game reporting. 2 new game modes called VIP and Escalation. Another new Fracture event. And we're going to get 1 arena map and 1 big team battle map. That's it.
Sounds like a lot of content, my guy.
So once March rolls around, in the year and a half that this game has been available to the public, in total we've gotten 6 new maps, one of which will be out of rotation, and who knows what else will be out of rotation once Season 3 rolls in. We're gonna get 1 new weapon, 1 new piece of equipment, no story DLC, and maybe we're gonna get per match XP.
That's just so sad. Like the part that like gets me is the obviously like the one thing I might have used, which is to play the campaign, which is the split screen like co-op. Because that's what Halo is to me. Because like when I was like those are the only like early memories of Halo that I have are like
there's not many of them.
There's not many. Because like when I was little, I would like my cousin had an Xbox, and we would every now and then we would go over there, and we'd just fuck around in split screen, Halo, like a bunch of us. So like those are the only early memories of Halo, and like split screen is like pretty much dead in gaming, which really fucking sucks. And this is just another big ass blow to that.
Especially after they promised since development that they were committing to bringing back split screen, which I mean they did for multiplayer, but people were also talking about campaign, right?
Yeah,
split screen was completely absent in Halo 5, and they were trying to rectify that because they were quote unquote listening to the fans and learning from their mistakes.
Good job.
And I get it. The argument is no one plays split screen anymore. Everyone just plays online, and they're still gonna have online campaign co-op, which, like, thank God we can at least do that.
Yeah.
But like, how stretched are their resources that they cannot dedicate any time or any teams to implementing this feature? How bad is it at 343 Industries that they have to outright cancel a feature that they promised? A feature that people on the Halo subreddit have already figured out how to glitch, how to do through a glitch, which means it's definitely feasible, but it's not enough that they need to take the time and money to actually make it work for everyone.
Now, when do you think Daddy Phil steps in? You know, seems like he's pretty hands off. If this keeps happening,
like obviously, money is not the problem here. Microsoft is clearly just they can shovel as much money as they want into every studio they own, which like Halo Infinite has been an expensive game to develop. So budget is not an issue. It's maybe the hands-off issue. The hands-off approach is the problem here. Maybe they do need to be reined in, or just flat out given to let another studio handle it, because Master Chief Collection that really rebounded when a different studio took over certain features of the game. The name escapes me right now, but it's not 343 handling every single part of the Master Chief Collection. So if they can just repeat that with Halo Infinite, that'd be pretty nice, because clearly 343, I won't say incompetent, but they just, with the way their company is working right now, they just don't have the capacity to deliver everything that they're promising. At least at the given moment. And furthermore, it's just, okay, yeah, as a Halo fan, I am outright heartbroken. I've defended this company to death for so long, ever since Halo 4. I've given them my trust. I've given them so many chances, and even through most of the shitstorm that was Halo Infinite, I stuck around because I'm still playing the game. However, it's a
fun game. It's fun to play.
It's definitely fun. They succeeded in making a fun game, but that's not the only thing you have to do now in this day and age. You have to keep delivering and not just stagnate. And so this was finally the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Like if this is the way it's going to be, I cannot invest any more emotions into this game. I definitely cannot trust 243 to deliver on that anymore. I have zero expectations of them now. This game might as well just drop off the face of the planet for me until such a day happens that they actually rebound and they pull a Destiny, they pull a No Man's Sky, and they just manage to get back into the groove. And that, yeah, Eric.
Glad to have you on your rant, but real quick, I just wanted to pull something up. So the other day, I was like going through the Halo subreddit just to see like how they're all feeling and stuff, and then I saw this interesting piece here where Halo 5's first year had more content than Halo Infinite's first year, and like I don't know if you can see it well, but like here's like a list of like stuff where they like had. Actually, let me full screen that.
God,
where kind of hard to see, I can tell, but like that's all like the stuff Halo 5 had at launch. That's just Infinite right there.
Oh,
or not at launch, 1 year, excuse me.
1 year,
my camera's not focusing it well, but like in the first,
we get the idea. Though,
yeah. But like in the first month of like just the first month, Halo 5 had 4 new maps, and then Infinite just had Battle Pass and a temporary event.
And did Halo 5 start with more maps? Because like Halo Infinite didn't even start with a lot of maps.
I want to say yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then look at month 2 of Halo 5, Forge added. Let me see. What months are we in of Halo Infinite right now? And Forge is still not there? Huh?
Like 10?
Yeah.
8, 9?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I'm not going to go through the whole list, but you can like, it's like wild that back then, I feel like live service wasn't as big of a thing as it is now. And yet it had more content coming out regularly than Infinite does.
They definitely, they're biting off more than they can chew here. They had big hopes and ambitions for Halo Infinite, and they just don't have the people to actually deliver on that.
This game 100% should have been delayed at least another year.
The reminder: this is supposed to be a launch game for the Xbox.
Exactly. Like every piece of news that drops from this game just makes me even more horrified at what it could have been if it released on November 2020.
Oh God, yeah, that would have. I forgot that was like the initial. Like they actually had an initial release date like that. That's crazy.
Master Chief's in the back of the Xbox Series X box.
Just like they should have just waited. Like just delay the game. Can at least wait until you have fucking campaign multiplayer. Because that's like a pillar of Halo.
Exactly.
That's like taking away like combat from a fucking like action game almost. like that's what Halo is fucking multiplayer. And to take that away from the campaign and just not have it, and you still don't have it in full yet, right? It's like in beta or whatnot. Like it's been going in and out of beta.
Coming in November, right, Gab?
Man, it's like how just, and obviously the rest of the game wasn't ready to like be launched, because even at launch it was like, yeah, it was fun, but like there's a lot of like lag and trouble getting into servers and stuff like that.
Desync was and is still a big problem in Halo Infinite.
So yeah, this game 100% should have been delayed, but they didn't want to face the fucking, because people would have been mad if it was delayed again. They
were definitely caught. They were caught in a very rough situation.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, for like a month or two, like they were looking good when they released it, but they had to maintain, and they couldn't do it. And it's not even like this is too much of a tall order to ask, because every big shooter, every big multiplayer game is a live service game now. And if we name examples like Fortnite, Destiny, even Call of Duty with Warzone, they've all been able to deliver enough content to keep the fan base engaged and to actually continuously play throughout the year and onwards. Yeah. Like Fortnite, they drop a new character like every week, I swear to God. And they'll have like these big events, they'll have goddamn concerts within the map. Right? Call of Duty Warzone, like I guarantee you, even like the mainline Modern Warfare 2 game that's coming out this fall is gonna have more content than Halo Infinite will have had in the past year. And then who knows what Warzone will do with an additional year, right? And then Destiny. They just dropped a whole expansion. What was it? Light and Darkness? I completely forget. But yeah, Destiny took a while to get off the ground running, but even still they had the Taken King, I remember, and they had
what was the one? They had one this year, right? Like early this year.
They've had multiple.
Fucking Witch Queen or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
One every year, and then they have like the seasons in between.
That's fucking nuts, man. And even fucking Elder Scrolls Online, man, they're just pumping out content for that game. Obviously, ZeniMax is like probably more manpower than 343, I would guess, just based on. And it's also an MMO, so it's a little different. But it's just like, yeah, it's nuts.
So we know it's doable, and that might be the unrealistic expectations that we're setting on these studios. But the fact of the matter is, these other games are doing it, and they're retaining player base. Halo Infinite is not, and they're losing players, and that's the way it is. So maybe they shouldn't have gone that route. Maybe they should have just been less ambitious with their project, because this is the result. This is the fallout of it. And I don't hate Joseph Staten. I don't hate Bonnie and Ross. As frustrating as their choices have been, or I'm sure they're doing the best they can. I'm sure Joseph Staten, of all people, is doing the very best he can to keep the sinking ship afloat. I don't envy him. I would not wish his job upon anyone, because it's probably hell. But the guy undoubtedly cares about Halo a lot. He's been around forever, and he wants this game to succeed. But it's just that all the odds, the entire deck is stacked against him, and he's doing the best he can. Maybe if he wasn't here, Halo Infinite, it'd be an unplayable mess. So I can at least take that as a silver lining. So I feel empathy towards them. I wish them all the best, but with the way the game is, these are my feelings laid out, and it breaks my heart.
Disappointing to say the least.
Yeah.
So like,
I enjoyed Gap's rant today.
Thank you.
I feel like he had to let that out. He had to like pent up all for all week.
I will accept my Oscar in the mail. But yeah, I mean, so in that giant conversation, we talked about like how other live service games works. Like, yeah, it might be unhealthy. It might just be setting ridiculous expectations. But like companies like Epic Games, like they're backed by Tencent, like which is like one of the biggest companies in the world. And they're pulling it off. And obviously, Call of Duty. I mean, they're the teams that would do Call of Duty. They're stretched thin, and they got a smattering of issues. Yes, Eric.
Well, you got to remember, Activision is like just like the Call of Duty company now at this point. Like all their studios are working on Call of Duty.
They're diverting 100% of their resources into Call of Duty. Like that's what it takes to maintain that amount of content, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. You guys got any thoughts on?
I mean, like, Epic's doing Fortnite, but they're also doing fucking Fall Guys now, and it's just like
that's true.
But which one do you think is taking in more money?
Oh well, yeah.
And which one do you think their resources are going more towards?
I mean, obviously Fortnite, but it's like, bruh, come on, like the content for Fall Guys is 100% there. Like, there's a ton of costumes. They're always like putting new ones, cycling through the store. They always come out with new costumes. But the store is horrendous. Like, way too expensive for what you're getting. And like, there's no way. Like, kudos are essentially useless now because like you can, buy very little with them. And you barely earn any of them from like actually playing the game. So it's like, and you can't buy kudos. So it's like these kudos items. Like, if you have kudos, it's the only way. And like some of their events are just pathetic. Like, absolutely pathetic. That Sonic event was stupid as hell. It was just 3 rounds of the same fucking thing. And then the like thing you earned at the end of it by completing all the like achievements was his fucking shoes. Like, really? You couldn't have thrown a full like Sonic costume in to the event?
You want that sweet, sweet cash?
You can still sell the rest, but you couldn't have thrown like one fucking character in there? Like, come on. Especially because the Sonic costume's like an old costume. And that's the other thing. They're like selling all these older costumes for like all these show bucks, and it's like, it's just. But like, as far like the actual content is there, like they're doing events pretty consistently. They're pumping in new costumes, cycling in old costumes so people can still like have other chances to get them. Like that shit's there, but they're also doing like a super shitty job at like communicating like what's going on, because like everybody thought season 1 was gonna end like at the end of August, because there was like these marathon goals. The timer on it ended on the 30th of August. So it was like, all right, that's probably when season 2 is coming out. Because like I think they said season 2 is going to start the fall, because that's when I believe that's when we're supposed to get the like map builder or whatever, which I'm very excited for. But like they haven't.
It's still not out yet?
No. And that's the thing. We have no idea what like. And their Twitter's just like a meme account, essentially. Just like there's like been no communication, it seems like, as far as I've seen. It's like that those marathon challenges just kind of ended. Like they're not there anymore. And yeah, who knows when season 2 is coming out. there's been like leaks that it got delayed a couple weeks, but like there wasn't even ever official date technically. Yeah, kind of. It's not. Obviously not. It's not as bad as Halo Infinite because, like I said,
Hey, at least Halo will tell us to our face when season 3
yeah,
is delayed.
that is true. Halo does. I feel like Halo has done a better job of like communicating recently. Like obviously they overpromised like a lot of stuff like that. That's part of communication as well, which they've struggled at. But like at least they like kind of give you updates. But yeah, like I said, the content is there. I just wish stuff in the store was cheaper in general. Like the prices are ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous for some of those character packs or costume packs.
Let's talk about a game that has done it well, though.
Yeah,
Eric's gonna love it. Final Fantasy 14, right?
Yeah.
That's the gold standard for a live service game, I feel.
Yeah, but I feel like it's an MMO, and like that's kind of like I think the rules apply differently for like MMOs because like they're not like a one-time payment and you get all the other content for like free. Most like how most of these live service games are, like either they're free to play or you pay a one-time fee and then most of the content is like free. Destiny is like a little exception, I know, because it's free to play now, but you pay for the expansions.
Yeah.
But for Final Fantasy 14, it's you pay to buy the game, you pay a monthly sub, and then you pay for the expansion. So they got that money back in them, you know what I mean? Plus they have an optional cash shop where you like can buy costumes and stuff, but like I haven't really bought much stuff off of there. I was just like, oh, that's a cool little Power Rangers like pose you're doing there. I'm gonna buy that for like $2. Why not? But yeah, like the way Final Fantasy 14 does it is like every 2 years is like a major expansion. And then like 4 months after that is like a major update where they add new story, new dungeons, new content all around, basically, where you know like every 4 months it's gonna be like new stuff here, which is like what a season basically is now in most live service games and stuff. And then you know like when it's coming, and you can like take a break anytime in between. The devs like encourage you like not to burn out. They're like, hey, if you don't feel like playing, go ahead, go play a different game. Well, you can come back when a new update is out, and everything will still be here. Nothing goes away. Nothing's like these other games where like, oh, if you don't play within this time period, you're gonna miss out on this. The only thing they have that are like that is like the seasonal events. It's like, oh, like the Halloween event, oh, the Christmas event, stuff like that, where kind of makes sense for that stuff to go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And to be fair, didn't Final Fantasy 14 like have a rough start?
Yeah, so like the original one way back then, like 1.0 as we call it nowadays, was rough. Like I wasn't around that time. I didn't get around to it when those servers were still up. Like it was like unoptimized. Like you would need like a really beefy PC to be able to play it. I heard the gameplay wasn't all that great. There were like some really archaic systems where like if you level up too much, you can stop gaining XP for like the day, and it's just like so many weird decisions that they did that they had to shut that down, and they literally remade the entire game. And like
I feel like that's a common trend in a lot of these games where they like start off so rough, because even like Destiny started off kind of rough. Like, content wise, like obviously No Man's Sky was fucking garbage at launch and has, people love it now. And I believe, I could be completely wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure fucking Rock and Stone, Deep Rock Galactic, I'm pretty sure didn't have a lot like at the beginning, and then they started pumping out more content. So I feel like it's a pretty common trend for a lot of like MMOs and live service games where like they start off just with nothing, and then once they get into like the groove of things, they start to pump it out. Even Elder Scrolls Online was like that as well, where it was, kind of barren, and then they started backing it. I'm assuming more,
but like not all games like make that recovery. Like
exactly. Not all games.
Look at Anthem. Anthem.
Yeah,
oh boy.
Exactly.
They gave up on that game.
How is New World doing? Like, I haven't heard anything
I
about
don't
that.
know.
Oh,
I have no
right.
idea.
I forgot. About that.
Ubisoft's Battle Royale, Hyperscape, like that lasted
Oh
for
god,
like a year.
Yeah, that didn't last very long.
So I'm looking at more live service games. Like, I mean, Siege was like also a very early example, and Siege also took a while to really hit the ground running.
Like Sea of Thieves, didn't
Sea
that
of
take a
Thieves?
little bit too?
Yeah, they slashed a bit in the beginning, but they've been consistently like adding new things, new expansions, like at least annually at the very
So,
least.
like,
You see that
that's the
every
thing.
year.
Is there a live service game out there where they just like
Did it right?
fucking hit it out of the park immediately? Doesn't seem like it. But I think that's just part of like the aspect of live service game. You know, you have to wait for the content.
If we're grading on a curve here, I think Halo Infinite, like they performed the worst of all the things that we just mentioned. I mean, I think Destiny. Destiny. They had a raid and they had Crota's raid. I remember within the first year. So I think even them they had more substantial content than Infinite did within the first year.
I don't know if I would say Infinite is the worst because, like, look at I think Battlefield. What is it? 2042. When that game launched, I've heard nothing but like bad stuff about that game, and I have not heard anything good about it ever since.
Same, and even like, how quickly did No Man's Sky fix itself? Because I feel like it didn't fix itself that quickly.
No,
like, I feel like it took more than a year.
After that game launched, I believe they went quiet for like at least
like a long
year.
Time. Yeah.
And then they came back.
Yeah.
And hey, let's bring the elephant in the room, okay? Marvel's Avengers. And
at least they're still getting content though.
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, dude. They're releasing the Winter Soldier, bruh. He's gonna be exactly like Captain America.
I didn't even know that.
The only way I know this too is because I follow Greg Miller on Twitter. He never shuts up about that game.
That's a thing though. They keep adding these characters, and it's just like different versions of the characters that are already there. Like, you know, they had Hawkeye, then they added Kate Bishop. It's like, oh boy, fucking same fucking shit. Or they added what else did they add? What else is in that? Who else is in that fucking game now? Yeah, Black Panther, I think, is Spider-Man's in there, right?
Spider-Man, yeah.
Fucking yeah. So they're definitely getting more content, but Halo's more fun than that game. So,
oh yes,
yeah. Halo Infinite has the bones, but it's missing the meat.
Yeah, because like Avengers is just boring. Like, I don't know why people play that game still.
Maybe they don't.
It's just not fun.
Maybe the Twitter account just speaking to ghosts, like they're just talking to no one.
I couldn't even get through the campaign because of like just how like lethargic the combat is. Like, it's just so ugh.
Yeah, I also stopped midway as well. Oh man, games. These are the way games are. So I believe that wraps up our discussion on live service games and this week's episode of X Interact. Make sure to follow us on all our platforms, Twitter and TikTok. We post shorts on TikTok occasionally, as well on our YouTube, which is also where our episodes. Yeah,
I think it's more than occasionally. Steven goes ham.
Steven does pump them out
all the time,
fairly regularly.
I liked your short, Gaff.
Thank you.
Go.
Really encapsulates today's episode.
The angst.
Yeah, make sure to follow our YouTube where we post our new episodes of the podcast every Tuesday, and make sure to listen to our podcast on all the podcast platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you for joining us. I've been your host, Gaff. With me is Sam and Eric. Thank you. Have a good day. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. So I do have